In this video, we are going to see how to create leads in Kartra from new Jotform submissions. So let's say you're using Jotform as a form builder application where you want every time there is a new response. So this information should be added and created as a lead in Kartra, which is your CRM. For this, you will have to integrate these two applications, and you can do this using Pabbly Connect software, where your trigger application would be Jotform and your action application would be Kartra. And how would you do this? For this, let me take you to my screen. So let us begin with the process. The first thing that we have to do is we have to type the URL pabbly.com/connect, and as we click on enter, it will take us to the landing page of this software. Now here on the right hand side top, you can see two options: sign in and sign up for free. If you are an existing user, you can simply sign in, and if you are the new user, then you will have to sign up for free, and at the time of account creation you will get 100 free tasks. Now since I'm an existing user, I'm going to click on sign in here, and this will take me to the all apps page. So these are the various applications, and since we are doing this integration using Pabbly Connect software, so I'm going to click on access now. And now it has taken me to the dashboard of the software. On the right hand side, you can see a tab create workflow. Let's click on this, and now I'll have to write the name. So do I want here? I want that every time there is a new form submission via Jotform, then a lead should be created on Kartra. So I'm going to name it as Jotform to Kartra integration. Now let us click on create here. So once done, here this window appears which has two very important events. One is this trigger, another one is action. Triggers and actions are basically those two concepts or principles on which this entire automation works. Trigger means when this happens, an action says do this. Basically, action is the response of the trigger here. So the first application, the trigger application here would be Jotform. Why? Because on every form submission only there has to be a creation of lead. So let's click on Jotform, and here the trigger event would be new response. So once done, here we have received a webhook URL which is going to work as a link between Pabbly Connect software and Jotform, so that it can build up a connect. So here I'm going to copy this down. Now what do we have to do? We are going to go to our Jotform account, and there we are going to first create this integration. So here is my Jotform account. Now what I'm going to do is, see, this is my new form. I have just created this. Let me show you. I'm going to click on edit form, and now this is the form that I have created for my new Kartra leads. Name, last name, first name, email address, phone number, then the address. This is what I want. Now here we are going to go to settings. As I click on this, on the left hand side you can see integrations. I'm going to click on this integrations now, and then we have to look for webhooks. So now here we are going to click on edit integration, and we are going to delete this webhook and now paste the webhook that we have just received. And now I'm going to click on complete integration. So here you can see that the integration is ready. I'm going to go back to Pabbly Connect. It is saying that now log into the application where you have added the webhook URL and do a test submission record so that the data can be recorded here in the webhook response. So basically now it is asking us to fill in the form so that the data can be recorded here. We have to check if the integration has happened. So I'm going to go here now, and this is my form. So let me quickly fill in this form. Let's say the name is creative and the last name is head. Then we have the email address is creativehead@pabblytudes.com. Then we have the phone number. So this is just a demo number. And then we have the address. So random apartment, random street, random city, Madhya Pradesh. And finally the code. So let's say it is this. Now once done, I'm going to click on submit. So what should happen? As soon as I click on submit, I should actually receive the response, the API response. And see here we have received the response. So this is the form title. This is the webhook URL that we have used. This is the form ID, submission ID. As I go down, here you can see the first name, last name, email address, phone number, and then the address line. And finally, this means that the first step of integration is successful, which means Pabbly Connect is now successfully integrated with Jotform. So once this is done, now what do we want? So every time there is a new form submission, a lead should be created on Kartra. So this time my action application would be Kartra, and let's click on this. So what would be my action event? Of course, to create a lead. So let's click on this and click on connect. So here Pabbly Connect is now asking to connect itself with the Kartra account, and for this I'm going to click on add new connection, and here it is asking us for two things, API key and API password. So to get this information we have to click here. This is the hyperlink. Let's click on this, and here you can see the API key and the API password. So I'm going to first copy this, go to Pabbly Connect and paste it here. Then again I'm going to copy API password, again go here and paste it. Now let's click on save. So since I had already logged into my Kartra account, now see the connection has been set up. What do we want? We'll have to now map the data. Basically this data is what we have just received through the form submission that happened through Jotform. Mapping means to get or to retrieve the information that we have already received in the previous steps. So here I'm going to click on Jotform new response, and I'll have to go to the email. So this is done. Now the first name, we have to map the first name, and the first name is creative. Then we do not have a middle name. Then we have the last name. So the last name here is head, and then we have the phone number. So this is our phone number. Then the country code. So let's say it is +91. Once done, the address. So here I can quickly go down, and this is my address. So let's say it is random apartment, and then let's say random street. And then yes, here we have to fill in the city. So this is random city. Then the state. So the state would be Madhya Pradesh, and the country here, this is not required. You can always write, like let's say India. I'm just writing it right now. It is India. And then the zip code. So this is the zip code. And now the name of the company. So let's say I'm writing Pabbly Connect. So once done, you can also add a thumbnail image and the website. I'm going to click on save and send test request. So here it is showing that the integration has happened. It is a success. This means that a lead should be created on Kartra. So now I'm going to take you to my Kartra account. This is my Kartra account. On the left hand side you can see my communication. So I'm going to click on this. These are the leads, and you can see the first lead is creative head. So this means finally that our integration is successful. Now we are going to check it in real time, which means that every time there is a form submission, the lead should be created. So now I'm going to take you to my Jotform account. So we are going to fill another form here. Let's say this time the name is Kartra Demo, and the last name is lead. The email address is kartrademo@pabblytudes.com. Next we have the phone number. So let's say it is this. Then we have the address. So I'm going to fill in this quick information here, and done. And I'm going to click on submit now. So as soon as we submit, what should happen? We should get the lead on Kartra. So as we go here, and I'm going to refresh this page once, and here you can see Kartra demo lead. So this means that yes, the integration is successful, and this was a very easy integration. I'm going to quickly take you through the steps. So the first thing that we have done was to choose our trigger application as Jotform, and the event was new response. Once we had set up this connection, then we had filled a form to see if we have received the response, and yes, once we did, the next action step was to choose Kartra as our action application, and the event was create lead, and that is it. So once this was done, so you could get a lead on Kartra. This was a very easy integration. I hope you have got no doubts. In case you have any doubt, then you can refer to the workflow. The same workflow that we have just created is given in the video description. You can even clone this workflow and start to process immediately. If you have any other advice or suggestions, you can always write to us.